Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everybody to our first review grower webinar here. I need to change my webcam here. If you guys can see my webcam, you guys can see my screen. Do me a favor, let me know in the chat. I fix my preferences here. Let's see, I want to change it to this one. There we go. Hey everybody, good to see you guys. Alex should be on here momentarily.
Hey Joe, I'm here.
Hey, perfect, good stuff. Hey everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Man, lots of familiar names and faces. Fantastic, good stuff. Hey Tom, good to see you. Tom says no sound. Hopefully you can hear me now. Took me a second to get everything kicked off and get all the right microphone set and the right screen sharing, etc. So Tom says we're good to go. Perfect. Hey Matt, man, I just want to say I appreciate all your feedback in the roadmap and in the feature suggestions. Really appreciate it, brother. Been going through them today. Hey, Steve Adam, good to see you. Dan says we're good to go. Tom says we're good. All right, fantastic, good stuff. All right, guys. So the point of today and the webinar is to really get you guys bought in and to show you guys that we, Alex and I, are extremely bought in to building out the platform and to doing our best to make this literally the best reputation management platform out there. We know that we have a lot of features, but we definitely know that there are things that you guys need, there's things that you guys want that will make a difference, that will make an impact for you guys, and we want to be there to deliver those for you guys. So the point of this webinar is to really have a conversation with you guys on a set schedule, right? We're going to be running this webinar um, um, every other week. And the goal is to hear you guys, right? To have a conversation about what it is that you guys are looking for, what's important to you, and not only that, but to truly understand why, right? So when we go and we build it, we make sure that we accomplish what you guys are after instead of just ticking the box that like, yes, we got that feature in. I don't know about you guys, but I've been I subscribe to a lot of software, and a lot of times when new features come out, it's like, yeah, they got it done, but it doesn't really achieve the goal, right, that I was looking for. And we don't want that, right? Like we're not up for vanity features. We want to make sure that they really accomplish what you guys are after. So super appreciate you guys being here. Alex, let's kick it off by giving maybe like a 5-minute update on since we've launched. Can you walk through the items that we've shipped and pushed live, all the feature updates or feature suggestions?
Okay, sure. One of the first items that we added was the ability to add addresses from international countries instead of just the US. So we updated the forms to include postal codes instead of zip codes, and then counties versus states, and also have a drop down for selecting a country. Then we integrated SendGrid as an SMTP platform. We added a way to link to the review to write a response on a specific review. 1 second. Then we implemented a special token for including private feedback link in the email templates. We also implemented favicon because we only had logo initially, so we also needed favicon. We didn't think about it in the beginning. Then we added a feature to auto-invite contacts, which is very useful because instead of having to add contacts one by one and then having to go back and click invite, they would be automatically invited when added, no matter which way you added, like the regular form or the webhook or the CSV import. Then we implemented a follow-up builder for SMS and email, which is pretty dynamic. now we can add delays. We can include how many emails or SMS messages we want. You can also just select to send emails only or SMS only, because that was one of the biggest preferences with this. Is a lot of people asked, what if I want to only send emails and not SMS? So that is totally doable right now. We implemented an advanced option for existing contacts. So when you invite someone and the whole funnel is completed, you can specify to wait a number of days and then you can invite them back. We also implemented a time zone. So you can say, do not email this customer until this time of day on a specific time zone. And we had another feature that we added. There's the Google Direct Review form, because previously we were only linking to the Google review page, to the Google business page, but we weren't opening up the leave a review dialog box. So we made that link directly open up the box, and the user doesn't have to look for it. And that was pretty much it for now.
All right. Thanks for the high level update, Alex. Honestly, guys, this is pretty crazy. If you see like how many features and updates we've shipped in like literally the last couple of weeks, right? It's nuts. I don't see anybody moving that quickly in the industry. I hope that you guys can see the value there. If you can, do me a favor, let me know in the chat. Just give me a 1 or a yes. So you guys can see how fast we've been moving. Super excited for that and the continuation of the platform. So some of these are really big. Alex, this follow-up builder, is this what you just shipped this week?
Yes, correct.
All right, perfect. So out of all of these, there's a lot of really good things in here. A lot of like really good things, but the biggest feature I would say has to be this follow-up builder for email and SMS. So today isn't just about talking about where we're going. I want to make sure that we highlight as well some of the big wins for all of us. So if we jump into I'm inside the Digital Triggers white label account for ReviewGrower. I'm just going to open up Klein Home Exteriors here, and I'm going to jump over to get reviews, and you guys can see what's new here. Give me a 2 if you guys can see what's new here, right? So this is the new follow-up builder for SMS and email. And this is really modeled after the company that I think does the best job at this, and that's a company called Active Campaign. Give me a 3 if you guys are familiar with Active Campaign and you guys have seen kind of their automations, they call it. We modeled that here. So so basically, when you come into this screen now, you guys will see this as well, and this is completely manipulatable for you guys. So Jandy and Kathleen says they don't see my screen. Let me turn it off and back on. How about now, Kathleen and Jandy? Can you guys see it? Yes, Jandy says, all right, perfect. I'll keep my my video off. Maybe that was interfering or something. But now you guys can see, you guys can build out your own campaigns. This is the default and what the default looks like though. And so on any of the plus buttons, you can go in here and you can say send email, send SMS, and you can also choose wait, right? And so you can say like, I want to wait until 9 a.m. for this email to send, right? And I can call this wait until 9 a.m., right? Okay, then I can go in, I can say, actually, instead of an email going out first, I really want to send an SMS first. right? And then, hey, I really want to wait another day. So we're going to say wait for 1 day. And you guys see the power of this? This is completely flexible and ready for you guys to go in and edit and manipulate however you guys want. And obviously, this is going to give you a lot more flexibility, right? We had a lot of questions about, hey, can we wait until like specific business hours? Can we send and stagger the message? And so this is going to let you guys send campaigns however you dream them up, right? And so super excited to get this one across the line. This is definitely a big one. So any questions on this real quick before we move on? And again, you can say like wait until a specific time, or you can say like wait 1 day, wait 1 minute, wait 5 minutes, are the main options there. So David says, so if we had multiple campaigns, we could do an A/B test. Yes, you are right, brother. So the goal, and I don't know when it's going to happen yet, but like ultimately we're building this in a way, David, so that you can have multiple campaigns, right? And so that's why that's how we have been building everything, is we're trying to really look at the future and where do we want to go long term before we make the commitment to build something, because when we make the commitment to build something, we want to make sure that like we do it right the first time, so it's a building block to get us to where we want to go next, right? And so now that we've built this way, we could pretty easily, right, like copy this out and run another campaign. So there's some things that we need to do before we can do that, but David, man, you are exactly right. Does it have the time zone for each reviewer? It doesn't. We would set a kind of a centralized time zone, if that makes sense, or time to send it out. We want to keep the information that we're requesting from our users to get contacts in, right, as small as possible. So right now it's like literally all that we need is email. The SMS phone number is optional. Obviously, first name, last name, etc. Like that is optional data. But the more info they put in, the better. But we also don't want to require a ton of fields. Janice says, when do you stop the follow-ups? Yeah, great question. So the follow-ups stop when somebody clicks on the review generation link, right? The link that we're requesting the link from. That's correct, right? Alex, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Perfect. So in the email, in the SMS, there's a link. When they click on that is when we stop the follow-up. Hope that helps, Janice. All right, let's jump out of here and we're going to jump back to the roadmap. All right, so everybody, here is the roadmap screen. For those of you guys that aren't real familiar with it, you can get there by going to reviewgrower.com/roadmap. And guys, this is your feedback, right? This is your feature suggestions, right? These are your feature requests. These are our ideas as well, but if, as you guys can see, most of these are your guys's. They're not our internal things. You guys are shaping where we take the platform. So what I want to do is give you a quick run through of this and then go through the feature requests with you guys. And I want you guys voting and interacting live so that we know what to build next, right? Alex currently is working on the feedback funnel. So all the pages in the feedback funnel, the thumbs up, thumbs down, or happy, sad face, right? The private request pages, and then the link to the actual review site page. So that feedback funnel is all going to be customizable and editable, just like everything else inside the platform. And so that's another really big one that Alex is working on right now. But we don't really have anything else queued up for him and ready. So our job, right, is to get this ready for Alex so he knows what to jump into next. So live is obviously live, right? Like we did it already. The feature is up. In progress means exactly that. It's in progress. Alex is working on it. Plan means that like we've committed to it, right? So and then feature request is all the features that you guys have put in. Does that make sense to anybody or to everybody? Hopefully it makes sense to anybody. Give me one if that makes sense to everybody. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, good stuff. Okay, so this stuff is planned, right? We're already going to be working on this. And so what I want to do is I want to roll through the feature requests with you guys and get feedback on what's important to you guys, right? So right now there's 33 people live on this webinar, and you guys are shaping what's happening next. Okay. And so I need that. We need that. I don't want anybody to not feel like they're not being heard. Whatever you guys vote on, right? Whatever you guys tell us you guys need is what's going to get done, right? That's what's going to get prioritized. So let's go ahead and let's jump in here. Alex, you want to tag team on these?
Sure.
I'll do one and then you can do one.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, perfect. So this one comes from Dan. So Dan says, in short, we need emails coming from our customers to reflect their email, not ours. Imagine a dentist customer receiving an email from the dentist, but from our email, from our domain is what he means, right? That makes no sense. They need to receive the email from their dentist or whoever the business is that's requesting the review. Most wouldn't open that email if they saw that it's coming from ABC Marketing. So I'm going to walk you guys through my response. And then again, I want your feedback. And I want your feedback by you guys going to this and telling me if this is important or not, right? By voting for it if you think it's important, right? So I said, hey, Dan, completely get where you're coming from and your concern. I had the same concern when we were building this functionality and we were building out the platform. So we looked around at how all the other platforms, right, in the space are handling this. And what we found is they really do one of two things, or some of them both. One, most send from a white labeled, unbranded domain that the reputation management company owns, right? But you don't know, it's just generic, right? Or two, we found that some of them have the ability for the agency to add their own white label, unbranded kind of domain from, right? And so we did both. Okay, so you can send review requests that come from our generic white label domain, review.me, right? RAVU.me. And if you go to it, the registration's all private. Nobody can see who owns it. If you go to it, the website's blank. There's nothing that says this is owned by ReviewGrower, right? So you can send review requests that come from review.me, right? Or you can add your own domain via SMTP to send emails from. And I said, in my opinion, and I'm happy to be wrong, right? But in my opinion, in doing this research and thinking through this, what I'd never want to do is have to set up an email service provider and DNS or just get access to this for every single client, right? Because it would turn into a complete disaster, right? So what I mean by that is, like, for every business that you onboard then into ReviewGrower, whether you're selling it as a SaaS and just, hey, here's the platform, or you're helping them and getting everything running for them, the last thing I'd want to have to do is set up an email service like Mailgun or Amazon SES and set DNS records and handle all that stuff for every single client, right? For me, this just gets too difficult at scale and really prioritizes for me the wrong thing, right? It's like it slows down the onboarding process way too much. I need to get them in. I need to get review requests out right away so that we get responses and we get reviews, right? Does that make sense to everybody? Give me a 4 if that makes sense. Do you guys see my point of view? Do you see a different point of view? I think that, like, what I came up with after walking through this with Alex was I do see that there could be some added value in some flexibility and just kind of some transparency in the white label settings. I think inside the app to have like a section called email preferences, or you can say, hey, I want to send review request emails from, and then like there's a toggle either from review.me or whatever white label domain you set up. And then having a second option, send emails to businesses that you add to the platform. And again, you choose review.me or your white label domain. What are you guys' thoughts? Oh, Dan, that's great feedback, man. This is why we have these calls. Alex, you see what Dan's saying?
Sorry, no. Let me check
So
that
Dan
also.
says, I think you could use a review.me email address and have the business name as the sender name. Do we do that right now?
No, we don't do that yet. But yeah, that's a great idea.
Dan, that's a great idea. I'm gonna add that in here right now, man. Thank you for that. That's gold right there.
Yeah, just
I'm
change the
just
business name as the sender name. That's
yeah,
easy.
that's brilliant. So we could put that right there in the email preferences as well. Yeah, Tom said this would only be acceptable if we charge the customer for this. It's too much work, low priority too. Yeah, I just don't even think it's worth charging the customer. It's just so low priority. But yeah, thanks for the opinion, Tom. Perfect. Yeah, review.me seems easier. Great option, Dan. Thanks. I agree with Dan. Love Dan's. Yeah, keep it as simple as possible. Perfect, guys. So is this important to you guys? Is this email update an important thing for you, right? Is this a priority, 1 or is this a priority 50? Give me some feedback. Yes, it is. Okay. So, guys, I'm going to give you guys the link again. I'm going to put it in the chat, and I'm going to put it as well in the questions box. If this is important to you, go to the roadmap, right? Go to the feature suggestions, and then upvote this, right? Click on this one, this right here, if this is important to you, okay? Perfect, 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 perfect. All right. So next up is competition analysis inside of local recon. Dan, this was a great feature suggestion. So Dan's saying, based on the location and the category of the business analyzed, can we run kind of a comparison, right? Compare the number of reviews received versus the recency and the rating versus another competitor. I love this, Dan. I think that this is brilliant. I think this is definitely where we're taking the platform. I think that there's some cleanup, to be honest, like just to be frank, like that we need to do on the reputation reports inside a local recon before we get to this. So we added like the sentiment, and we added like the highlighting of the keywords and such on that report right before we launched, and those were things that we hurried up to get done. I think we need to do a little bit of an overhaul on this, but I really love this feature. So I guess um, before we can get this done, I need to get that cleanup done. So I'm going to make a note, and Dan, what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to put it right inside the platform so it's in here. So let's say reputation. And so I'm just going to create a new post here. so that it's in here. And if you guys have any suggestions or other updates that you guys would like to see, you guys can add them here as well. So before we add more features, I like to clean up the report. So I believe that the sentiment analysis needs to be at the top, not at the bottom. And the same for the keyword analysis. And then also just the UI, I think, could use a little tidying. Whoop. All right, so I just want to get this in and get this right before we'd obviously start adding stuff to this, just get a little bit of cleanup done. So going to go back over to the feature requests. So again, if the competition analysis is important to you guys, please come in here and please upvote it. You want to talk about additional notifications, Alex, in this one?
Yep. Yep. Actually, I've been talking with Sandy on the chat about this. She asked me, and I thought that was a great idea. So I invited her to immediately shoot it on the roadmap because it's a really great feature that we could add. And this could actually be combined with our other feature requests for adding multiple users to. We will be adding that to both agencies and business accounts. So, for example, on the business account, there would be a way to enable multiple logins for different email addresses with their own passwords, like staff that would be able to log in and managers. And then we would have a notifications area where we could enable the new reviews notification to be sent out to multiple emails, because right now it only goes to the one email address that's on the account, and that's it. So we will make it available to select multiple emails, either add them one by one or select different users that are inside the account, and they could all get the notification when the setting is enabled.
So do you guys think that there's a use case different than what Alex just said? Or do you think that that sounds good? So Alex is saying, let's combine this with adding business account users, right?
Exactly.
So if we're going to add business account users, what kind of user level permissions do you guys think are important? Right? So let's say that we're going to add a business to, or we're going to add a user to Rebecca's Bistro, right? We'll figure out where exactly we put that. But what options do you think are important? Should there be like full access and then like just view only so that they can't change any settings? Do those two functionalities get the job done? And then maybe an email like notifications only? What do you think, Alex?
Yeah, that sounds good. For
So you,
notifications, we could also just allow to add an email address, and that's it, without creating an account.
yep. Let's see. Yep. Okay. Yeah, Steve says define email notifications. Yeah, so we send out email notifications with new reviews, right? So whenever a business inside that you've added, right, like Rebecca's Bistro gets a new review, we're going to send out an email on your behalf, right, and tell them about the new review. So Sandy's saying, hey, like there's other team members on the team, right, that want to know when there's new reviews, whether positive or negative. How can I get them those besides the owner of the business? So Alex is saying, look, when we do this, we probably just need to set up users as well because there's no sub users. There's only one user per business. So that needs to be overhauled as well while we're at it. So I think let's combine this with adding businesses or adding new users to businesses. So when adding a user, you'll have these three options. You'll select obviously which business that they belong to, and then what they get, right? Full access or view only access, and then a third option that's email notifications only. Does that get the job done for all of you guys on users? Perfect. Any other concerns from anybody on users? This is a big one. I want to make sure that we get it right. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Um, Shantae, you say would love this as I have this in Go High Level right now. Anything that we should look at for inspiration, right? With like user permissions with Go High Level? Any value you can share with us? Anything you like, you don't like? Okay. All right. Yes, Julian, exactly. Julian says, so team members would have the ability to be notified of a review notification and be able to respond to them. Yes, you're absolutely right, brother. Yep. Okay. Perfect. So we're good there, and I see you guys did some reviews. That's perfect. Or did some upvotes. Thank you for that.
Thanks, guys.
Um, You want to talk about this one, Alex? Because I don't think that I understood maybe the use case correctly. And let's see if anybody on the webinar maybe understands it better than I did, or if they confirm what you were thinking.
All right. Yeah, after I've been talking to Sandy, my understanding was that when a contact gets invited and they click on the link to leave a review, for each listing like Google, Facebook, or Yelp, they get sent to that specific listing page. I think what she meant by this is to be able to manually change that link and make it go somewhere else. So you can customize it to go to an external link of your preference. So it can default to the listing page, but it can be editable.
Yep. Okay. So I think that, but I think also that there's a use case almost that's like so when somebody goes through the review funnel, they get hit, the first page that they see is a smiley face or a frown face, right? And if they hit the frown face and you have the review gate on, it'll take them to a private feedback form and not send them or not let them see the review sites, right? It kind of shields you from negative reviews. Some people love this feature. Others, technically it's against Google's terms of service. Other people are like, I don't want to mess with Google, so let's not do that. The choice is yours. I've always gated reviews personally with all my clients and never had a problem, but we're not gonna force you guys to do it one way or another, whatever you guys are comfortable with. But if somebody does a smiley face, the next page that they see is a page requesting a review and then putting links to the different platforms that they can leave a review on. I was almost thinking, Alex, it would be really cool if you could potentially just even go directly from that smiley face directly to the Google review page. Like skip our confirmation page with the pages with the different review sites for them to choose.
Okay, I see what you mean. But what if there are all three websites there, Google, Facebook, and Yelp?
Well, then
Would they?
they couldn't do it then, right? Like, but we could almost have an option like if smiley face is chosen. I can't spell. Then send directly to this URL. We could also do then if frown face is chosen. And so people could overwrite this and give them obviously complete functionality.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. This would be editable in the funnel builder.
Yep.
So you would have two options, either open up the list of websites to click on or go to this URL.
Yep. Yeah, great recap. I got a couple yeses. Whoa, the chat just blew up. Kathleen asked a good question, Alex. Please confirm if Facebook, Google, and Yelp are the only places the customers can post to.
For right now, yes, but we will be adding more websites in the future.
Yeah. So with the funnel editor, correct me if I'm wrong, Alex, but they should be able to put in whatever sites they want, right?
The way we're building it, we're extracting what's already in their account. But now that you brought it up, yeah, we can definitely allow them to enter manually other
Okay,
websites. Yeah, I don't see any
perfect.
reason why not.
Yeah, let's make sure we do that with the funnel builder so there's more
Sure.
flexibility, right? They should be able to put in any review site that they want, enter the URL that they want the visitor sent to. Perfect.
Sure.
Um, Um, Jandy says, could we give the owners the option to choose which review platform they want to focus reviews on? Yeah, so that's definitely the strategy that I suggest, Jandy, is not having a ton of options. I like rotating out the options that are there, right, based upon what sites you need reviews on the most, right? I always start with Google, always, 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 right? But then, each industry is going to be a little different, right? So with like doctors, for example, and like kind of white collar, there's very specific niche sites that are important. I think that Google, for me and my clients, Google's the most important. I would argue then Facebook's really important as well for all of them. And Yelp is really important for most, but not all. And then after that, the priority is really niche specific, right? And so I like to only include one site personally as a strategy to push people to until I hit a goal, and then I'll change out the link, right, and use another platform. That's the only way that, like, I gave you guys this example of Klein Home Exteriors. Like that's the only reason that they have so many reviews everywhere, right? It was like, let's hit Google first. All right, great. Now let's do a sprint and let's focus on getting Facebook for a while. All right, great. Then like here's this guild quality. They're ranking for the name of the business. Let's make sure that this looks good. All right, great. Then like, oh, Angie's list is starting to rank. Like let's make sure that we give Angie's list some love. And you can see, they only have 27 reviews on Angie's list, but like they got a 4.9 rating. Like it's okay, right? So right now, if I was them, right, I'd be focused on Yelp. Why? Because they got 3.5 rating for some reason and 3 reviews. That's a problem, right? And so this is what I'd be focused on if I were them, right? And then probably this builder Zoom, right? Why? Because they only got 3 reviews. So definitely best practice is focusing on one at a time. Perfect. All right, let's jump back over. Again, guys, if this is important to you guys, please, please, please jump over and vote on it. All right. Um, Alex, you want to walk through this one?
The logo
Matt,
for client account. Okay. So can there be an option for clients to upload a logo to their account? There's an option for white label, but not for the client's accounts. This logo would ideally be added to the custom emails and customer submission form page. I see Joe already replied recently. I can 100% see the use case in having a logo in custom emails and in the funnel builder. We're working on the review funnel builder right now and adding that as we speak. So yeah, I can confirm that. I've already added that option in the funnel builder, so it will be editable in there. So we also need to plan out what we will do for the email. Maybe this could also be combined with the other feature to update the business, the from name on the email. So customize the email to use this from name and this logo when the emails go out.
so guys, any ideas on how you think would be the best way to do the email portion of this? Right? Alex is handling it in the review funnel. He said he's already built the functionality. It's just not live on the website yet. He's got to finish up some other things. But with the email portion, I can definitely see like, we need to add a logo in there of the dentist, right? Or that would be a nice feature. So how would you guys like to see that? I showed you guys what the new email builder or follow-up builder looks like, right? Like, do you think that we should make, I guess the 2 options are this. And maybe there's a third. You tell me if you guys got a different way to tackle this, but it seems like to me that there's only 2 options, right? Either make this editor here be able to add images and more design instead of it just being text-based, so that you could add in each of the emails, right? Each of them you could go here and add an image, right, in it. Or we make some type of more, um, I want to call it more of a template, right? Or you set on all the emails that get sent to Klein Home, get sent out on behalf of Klein Home Exteriors, include the Klein Home Exteriors logo. Maybe it would be up here, right? And then the logo would just be at the top. Which do you guys think would achieve the outcome better for you? Which would you guys prefer? Do you guys want to have the option to do it yourself? The problem is you're going to have to do it for every email, right? Or we can set it one time and then that option just gets used repeatedly. Template. One logo option. Yeah, so the template option. Okay. So I assume for now, for ease, Alex, we could do something here under business name. We could put something like that text is awful, man. That white outline. Oh. All right, but we have something like this, right? And then have an option to upload. I don't know how to show that. I guess you'd have some type of upload.
Yeah.
That makes sense to everybody. So you'd have like a file picker here with an upload. And then I assume, Alex, we're gonna need, gotta have some way for people to preview it just to make sure that it doesn't look funky and they know what to expect. Some type of preview button maybe.
Yeah, great idea.
And it could gather the emails from below, right? So that it's like using real copy, real merges, etc.
Right.
What do you guys think about that? Does that work for everybody? So we can set it up once, you can preview it, you can see how it looks, and then it'll use that for all of them. Yeah, perfect. All right. I want to make it easy, but I don't want us to have to rebuild this a bunch of times because we don't quite get the use case correct. All right, so over here, and Matthew, man, again, thank you. Matthew Torres add in a lot of really valuable feature suggestions. I really appreciate it, man. So for the email, what's this page called? A new section in Get Reviews to add a logo of your, to add a logo. And a preview how it will look in. Perfect. All right, guys, again, if this one's important to you, do me a favor and come over here and upvote it. So this one is interesting, right? Integrate Google Sheets for automatic review requests. So this is from Mike Reamer. Mike's used a bunch of different reputation platforms and has been offering reputation management for like, man, I don't know. Like, I think the first event I ever hosted was maybe in like 2010, and Mike was there, right? He's been offering reputation that long. So he gave an example of how grade.us does this. So at the end of the day, though, like this can all be built out with webhooks already without us needing to do any integration and you guys waiting on Alex for any features. So what I mean by that is like we made ReviewGrower's contact section probably the most flexible thing I've ever seen. And what I mean by that is in the contact section, there's like you have a link to a form, you have the ability to import a CSV, you can add one by one, and there's also this webhook option. So you can via Zapier, Integrately, Pabbly, any of those tools, you can push contacts into ReviewGrower, right? Into your client's businesses accounts. So if we go to ReviewGrower and we go to integrations, we talk about this a lot here, right? Like all of these are different integrations platforms like Zapier. And so I did a write-up for you guys showing you basically how this works and how you guys can do the same thing. And I showed it with Zapier, but all these services work very similarly. All the settings are going to be very similar. But all that we would do is change this out if we wanted it to be a Google Sheet, is we change the trigger to be a Google Sheet, and then we'd still use the same configuration that's set up here. So we're going to send Zapier, or Zapier is going to send into ReviewGrower, into the business that you choose, the person's first name, last name, email, phone, and we're also going to pass in the API token. And this is all step by step laid out in here so that you guys can copy it and do it as well. If you get stuck while you're trying it, let us know. But quite literally, this is all already possible with the webhooks. And the webhooks might look technical, but I promise you, if you're used to using Zapier and any of those sites, and you do it one time, you'll have it and you'll be able to do it for anything. So I'm just going to tell Mike about this because I don't think we need to build anything. Hey, Mike, you could do this easily with the webhooks functionality. Already built into ReviewGrower. In this article, I showed how to do it with Zapier, and the trigger for the Zap is a Google form, but you could just as easily change the trigger to be a Google Sheet. So I don't see a reason to do this. I responded to Mike, and I'm going to close this. Does that make sense to everybody? Give me a 4 if that makes sense. Right? Functionality is already built in, and it is built in all those different platforms, all the different integration platforms, you know, and there's even more. So I don't think we need to do that one. Let's go back over to feature requests. I think we're getting close to the bottom, maybe not. All right, so this one's great, but it's not really feasible. Alex, you want to read this one?
Okay. So once someone completes a review, can there be an automated email that gets sent to them, either thanking them for the positive feedback or apologizing for the poor service and asking for advice on improving the service? Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
So we know when people submit the private feedback form after giving the frown face.
I see where
And
this makes sense. You could they could be automatically send an email, and they could reply back and tell their what made them upset or
I mean, they should be doing that in the
why?
private feedback form, right?
Right, correct.
If somebody leaves, if somebody hits our review funnel and clicks on the smiley face, right? We can see that they clicked on it. We can see, oh, then that they clicked on this particular site. But what we don't know is if they actually left a review. There's no way for us to connect the two.
Yeah, that's
So,
simple.
so this part is we can't. I mean, we can speculate if you want, Matt, but I don't see that that's going to really hit the use case. Um,
Yeah, that covers the positive feedback, so we wouldn't be able to know if they left a positive feedback or not. We can only tell they clicked on the smiley face, but that's it. We don't know what they do after that.
yeah, and all their usernames on all these other platforms and emails are all different. Um, but I think that this we can 100% do. So again, if this is important to you guys, let us know by voting on it. Perfect. Back over to feature requests, and let's wrap this up. If somebody has a feature request that's really important to them that they want us to cover on this call, please do me a favor and drop it in the chat right now. I appreciate you guys being on here. I want to make sure that we take your time into consideration. Obviously, I don't want to be on here for 3 hours or 4 hours though either. So if there's a feature that's really important to you that you put in or that you'd like us to talk about here, let's do that here now, okay? So just type that in if you got one you see that's important to you, and we'll make sure that we cover it before we sign off here today, okay? Is that fair? Video reviews. So do we have something on video reviews, Julian? I think so. I thought we did. So the only person that I know does this is Review Shake, Julian. And honestly, I don't really like it. So I feel like I'm lacking inspiration for this, honestly. So could you help give us some inspiration? And I'll show you what I mean. I don't know, like they'll put so that they'll collect a video testimonial, but the way that they display it and the whole thing, it feels really, really clunky. Yeah, so I'm gonna turn off the volume, but I'll show you how they do it. And sorry, the graphics are crap. But basically they add a new review source and they say video reviews. And they say enable it, and they charge you like $10 per account per month or something like that to have video reviews. And then on the landing page for the review funnel, right? They give an option, right, for video reviews. And I think they'll show a preview of what this looks like. Yeah. But so you, again, thumbs up, thumbs down, smiley face, or frown face. But then like it just says video reviews. Like, I don't know, there's no context for it. It just seems kind of strange, right? Um, and then if you do it, you go here, right? There's a little video thing, that's fine. Um, but then in all the widgets, I think it just looks really odd. Um, oh yeah, so then like this is like its own review platform, is how it does all the reporting as well. Even though it's not, they're just your video reviews. Um, and then let's see if they show it in a widget. I don't know. Like this is it in a widget preview. To me, I mean, guys, does that look like junk or is that just me? Like, I wouldn't want this on my website, this widget, right? I wouldn't want it on a client's website either.
Yeah, I wouldn't want
Does that make sense? Julian, buddy, can you help? And anybody else? Do you know anybody that does this well, that we could model, that we could take a look at for ideas? Because I think it looks awful, right? And I want to make sure we're giving you guys stuff that you're proud of, that your clients are going to love, right? Julian, let us know on this one, buddy. And anybody else, if you have any ideas on the video, I really like the idea of it. Just, I don't know. All right, Tom Simon, thank you for sending me this URL directly. I appreciate it. So Tom, is what you're saying here, just to be clear, is you're saying just give me a review to the review funnel, or give me a link to the review funnel? Is that what you're saying, Tom Simon? So here, actually, in Video Shake, when we were looking at this demo, right, they did something where you could see the link for right there. Where'd it go? There you go, right there, right? Share this URL. Is that what you're looking for, buddy? On-demand link, but it wouldn't say demo, right? It would be like your client name, your white labeled domain. Yep, so they can go there without email or SMS. Perfect. Alex, could we do that on the funnel builder?
Yeah, I actually have that plan to implement it.
Okay. I think also like too many windows open. Inside of ReviewGrower, we should probably just have it here.
Yeah, we can also put it here. I will, on the funnel builder, I would show it there directly, but we can also display it on the contact page too.
Yeah, I mean, I think if we did like copy link to funnel, right, as another button here,
Yep.
that would be fantastic.
Okay, let me take a note of that.
So copy link to funnel. Great feedback, Tom. Thank you. I hate that outline. Copy link to funnel. Anybody else, if you got something you want us to review, do me a favor, just drop it in here and I'll be happy to take a look at it live on this webinar. If not, we're gonna wrap this thing up. Anything else that you guys need, let us know in the chat. I'll do a quick review of the chat before I sign off here today. So we're gonna say add button on contacts page with a link to the review funnel. Also in funnel builder, also in the new review funnel builder, perfect. All right, guys. So again, we focus today, right, on feature suggestions, right? And your votes on the feature suggestions and us having clarity on what to do is what's going to get put into the next stage, right? And then that's where we're going to decide what to actually work on and in what order. So if you guys have something that's important to you, the way that we push that up the list, the way that we get that built faster, right, is to go upvote things, right? That is how it's going to get the attention and how it's going to be built faster. All right. How do we get the funnel builder? Alex, can you show everybody like what we mean by the funnel builder? It's not really a funnel builder. It's just for the review funnel pages. Kathleen,
Yeah, I can
would
do
that be
that.
possible? Show them behind the scenes of what you're building. I think that would be kind
Yeah,
of cool.
yeah. Let me.
I can stop sharing my screen. We're building a
Okay.
little editor, kind of, we call it the review funnel because there's multiple pages, right? You got the smiley faced page, that's the first page. You got the private feedback request if you have the gate on, right? And then you also have that last page, the third page in the funnel, which has the different review sites on it that you want reviews from. So we're building an editor to be able to show and modify and edit all three of these different pages, right? The design, the interface, it'll have all the options in there for you. Hope that makes sense.
Give me a second, guys. My Mac is asking for screen sharing permissions.
No worries, man. Julian's asking for a built-in call to action in the review widgets. We have that in the roadmap as a feature suggestion. We just need more upvotes, buddy.
It looks like I have to quit and reopen the app. I'll be right back, guys.
Okay, no problem. Ooh, Shantae shared a little piece of gold with me. Oh, turning my video camera on instead of sharing my screen.
Hey, I'm back.
Okay.
Let's see.
So Shantae, is that your page?
Good.
What is that? Video ask, is it? I'll share with everybody since Alex is working on sharing his screen. I'll share with everybody this this video recorder that Shantae sent. Yeah, video ask. That's really cool. I could see us doing something like that, Shantae. That's a big project, but I feel like that is doing it right, right? Like I'd be proud of that. That'd be something I'd be excited to share with my clients. Kathleen says, I love video reviews. Yeah, definitely, guys, check out the link I just sent in the chat. This is the video is using a platform called Video Ask. So it definitely looks good. That's some good inspiration. Thank you for that, Shantae. Alex, you figure it out? I know those permissions are a nightmare, man. Getting your screen to share for the first time on a Mac with GoToWebinar is awful. So Dan says, any plans to start a ReviewGrower white label community? You know, I love the idea of a community. I really do. To be honest, as a business owner and as an entrepreneur, I've always failed in building communities. And like what I mean by that is like I don't think it added any value to anybody. Right? Like it wasn't very active. Most people were asking support questions that should have been in live chat instead of in the white label community. And besides that, like it was kind of a dead zone. So not to say I wouldn't be up for it, but I'd have to have an idea of how to not make that happen, how to not let that happen, if you will, Dan. We're all part of, I would say, probably lots of Facebook groups that aren't very good, right? Like most groups, most communities, honestly, aren't very good. So my concern would be, you know, and the objective would be, how do we make it really good? Because if not, like, let's not do it. What do you guys think about that statement? Yeah, Alex, you should be able to share whatever you want. For some reason, you got logged in as a second user and came in as an organizer or came in as a panelist, and your other attendee still is the presenter. I'll make you the presenter.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
Dan, did that make sense on the community? I don't want it to be a ghost land or just a support slug. So like honestly, I'm a little gun shy on doing it because of that. But any ideas that you guys have of how to make it valuable, how we could make sure it doesn't end up like that, as long as I could see your vision for that and agree with you, man, I would be all over it, like completely. All right, Alex, you got the screen. We can see it now.
Okay, so you can see it. Great. So the review funnel builder on the get reviews page next to the invite campaign.
Sorry, Alex, real quick. Guys, this is Alex's development server, right? This isn't live yet. This is a project he's working on. You guys are seeing behind the scenes.
Right. So next to the invite campaign, we will have this button, review funnel, which when clicked on, you will see this view that will have a default layout of the funnel, and everything will be editable. All this will be the logo. This will be the business name, and then we'll have a subtitle and some footer here. Then we will have the central page or the central section where they will select the front face or the smiley face, and this would be customizable. You will be able to choose between these and stars or thumbs down, thumbs up. There will be some general settings to change the brand name or give it a short name for the URL to customize it. Then a font family will be able to be selected. We will have settings for the layout, as I said, the logo, the header, and the header background and the text colors will be editable. Same thing for the whole background, and then the footer colors. We will have alignments options, and then of course custom CSS as we do for widgets and the agencies. Then you'll be able to change all the content, all the subtitles, and all the text on the page. The leave a review process, you will be able to choose between direct links. This isn't working yet, but when you choose this, it will show all the links here instead of the segmentation part. Or
nice.
Also you will be able to choose a different button background or a different button text for each of the listings. They will have its own their own button. This was a feature request by Dan, so thank you for that. And then you can also choose segmentation, which will actually be this view, and then it will choose between faces, thumbs, hearts, or stars. And then we will have the feed, where you can specify sources. And as requested, we will also make it available to add URLs manually here, even if they're not in the review monitoring section. You can add them here directly. And then a reviews widget, you could generate a reviews widget and then embed it here, so it will be displayed here at the bottom of the deliver review section, which is another feature request by Dan. Trade one.
That Dan said, by the way, hats off to Alex for fixing a special characters issue for non-English languages.
Yep, I remember fixing that. Thank you. So this is pretty much it for now on the review funnel builder. I'm
How do
working
you
on
see
making this.
how do you see the preview
Yep.
changing as you go to like different pages? This all looks great. Great work, man. Super excited to have this out. But one thing I didn't see or couldn't really visualize for myself is how do we show the feedback, like the private feedback page and then the other page?
So I can do a couple things. As you're in here, you could actually click on these. They're not working yet, but you could click on them to see it. Or also, when you go in here and, for example, click on this option to change it, the view would switch automatically.
Yeah,
You can
man,
make
that'd be
that
sick.
happen.
Yeah, I think maybe at the top too, like three tabs, and we have the different names on the top. So you could almost like above, right above the preview, you could see what they all look like, and then go in the left-hand side and start configuring.
Okay, yeah, that works too.
Something like that. I think in combination with what you just said would be fantastic.
Right. Okay. So
Awesome. Randy said, Joe, is it possible to do a marketing strategy session or two along the way? 100%, Randy. 100%. happy to help. I also was chatting with Alex about one of your requests, and we're going to be doing a little training for you guys on that. So that will be coming up. Obviously, right now, our big focus is development as fast as possible for you guys. But yeah, we'll definitely, as you guys think of topics, for trainings or things that you think, you guys would like to see, please, by all means, let us know. Some of the feedback we get is really vague, and it's hard for us to be able to help you, right? So some of the feedback is like, and I'm just gonna say, I won't say whose name it was, because I don't mean to pick on them, but they just asked in the chat a minute ago, could you do some video tutorials on the platform? And it's like, well, yeah, but like, could you tell us on what? Like, what are you having problems with? It makes it hard for us to be able to help, obviously, if we don't have context as to like where you're stumbling or where you're falling. So definitely know that it's a two-way street. We're more than happy to help. A lot of like the resources and stuff that we've already given, like all the bonuses that you guys got for signing up, like that's more than any reputation management platform out there has by probably 5 times, right? So like now coming up with the resources to share with you guys is a little harder, right? Because we've already hit so much. So we are more than happy to help. We want to add value, and just help us show you how we can. If you see something out in the industry, hey, I just saw this, and you want a training on it, share it with us, right? And we'd love to do that for you. Sounds like Dan said my audio is a little fuzzy. Is it back? Audio
I can hear
back,
you fine.
audio good. Yeah, so I guess to recap, whatever you guys need, please do let us know. Especially like on the training resources side, we've delivered so many resources and so many assets, and I went so deep with that for so many months. My brain's kind of shot on what else you guys could need, right? Like from the website to the pitch deck, like to all the quotes and the social media posts. Like there's so many resources that I put together. My brain kind of is at a dead end in terms of marketing and sales resources, right? So if you guys have something that you need, please ask, right? Because that's how it's going to get built for you guys, okay? Pitch deck is great and we're using it, Kathleen said. Fantastic. She says she wants to we need to take down the Bird Eye VC. Yeah, buddy, let's do it. So yeah, guys, whatever you guys need, please be direct, right? Joe, it would be great if you could provide a training on this topic, and you guys know we will make it happen. And keep up with the feature suggestions. We really appreciate it. We are cranking on this platform, and yeah, competing with guys like Bird Eye, we're getting close, guys. I'm serious. Like we're developing so quickly. This is really exciting stuff. So everybody, thanks for joining us for our first, right, our very first of many ReviewGrower roadmap review webinars. This is going to be kind of the agenda moving forward, right? I think that one piece of feedback or critique is we'll be focusing on going through the same things, but we'll focus on the things that have the most reviews. I did see that like we started at the top of the list. I need to sort that list by the top reviews. And if you have any other feedback or suggestions for us, please let us know. But again, we'll be running this every 2 weeks. And I think every week is a little bit of overkill, but every 2 weeks, I think, will be a good kind of cadence for all of us. And can't wait to see you guys on the next one. Have a freaking fantastic rest of your week. Alex, man, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. Bi-monthly, it should say. Yeah,
Yep. Thank you,
bi-monthly.
Joe.
Thanks, Dean.
This
See ya, everybody.
was a great session. See
Thanks.
you on the
See you guys.
support side, guys.
Live chat, live chat. If you guys have questions, by the way, that is definitely the best place to catch Alex. You'll get the fastest response.
Yep.
All right, everybody. See you later.
Bye, everybody.